Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, and today we're going to talk about two new CLOs. Well, one's old and one is new from BlackRock. If that's what you're looking for, stick around. My name is Brad. I've been retired about 7 months, and I am just looking for different investments. And I talk about CLOs. These are collateralized loan obligations. And BlackRock, one of these large fund managers, I think they are the largest in the world, it just happens to come out with a new BBB Tranche CLO. Now, I'm going to leave a link to another video if you want to learn about the tranches. I'm not going to go over the tranches today because I've already covered that kind of. Don't need to go through that. Most people understand that if you're looking for CLOs. But go look at the video if you need a refresher class. Now, iShares, BlackRock, has several funds out there, and they just added a BBB tranche to their offerings. So they actually have treasury floating rates, they have bond floating rates, they have the AAA CLOs, and then they have the BlackRock floating rate loan ETF. So that's a different fund. But you can see as you move up in risk. And as you move up in risk, you also earn a bigger percentage. So those are all fine and dandy, but I really want to learn about these. I really just want to learn about these CLOs that they came out with. So the first one is CLOA from BlackRock. And you can see, according to their fact sheet, and don't shoot the messenger if the rates go down. Somebody did that the other day. They were like, oh no, you overstated the rates. I don't control the rates, and these are floating rates. So as interest rates go down, so does the yield on these funds. It's just a function. So they're about 30 to 90 days behind, depending on the fund. So they're right around 6%, but you can expect that to go down. And you can also see how much money they made over time. Again, it's just something out there for you to look at. But one thing I am going to just go ahead and throw out now. I love BlackRock because their full disclosure is so much better than everybody else. We'll just go ahead. So any other CLO people putting out CLOs, you need to go look at BlackRock and what they're putting out. The amount of information that's readily available for retail investors on the BlackRock site is outstanding. Just throw that out for a conversation and we'll cover that. So the AAAs, they have, for CLOA, they have 99% AAAs. You got some AA and some single A's, but most of it is AAAs. Their maturity is, spread out. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5, and you can see the maturity. You can go right to their website and see all this very transparently. And not only can you just see this on their interactive web, if you actually download the Excel spreadsheet, oh, they give you everything. They give you yield to worst, real yield. Everything that you want to know about each underlying is right there. It's readily available for you to go look at anytime you go to choose to do so. So the transparency of this fund from BlackRock is way, I'm just going to say it's way better than any other transparency than I've seen other funds. Now, other funds have some transparency, and we're going to talk about that at the end with JAAA, but they're not quite as transparent as BlackRock. They're saying, hey, their trailing yield is right around 6%. Average yield to maturity is right around 5 3/4. You can also see that they pay out monthly, and this has been around for coming on 2 years. So one thing I like about BlackRock is they have very low management fees. So CLOA has an expense ratio of 0.2. That is one of the cheapest in the marketplace. Just something for you to consider. BCLO has only been around for a couple weeks now, so it's something I probably would not jump in for another month or two. And that's just because very early on, you're buying funds and they're putting funds in. So I would actually hold off for probably a month or two before buying something like this. But January 29th is when it started. So BlackRock also has BCLO, and you can see where they're at. Mostly BBB at 88%, but they got a couple double Bs and they have a single A and a couple non-rated. But that is very typical of these funds. You can also see maturity. I like a farther out maturity, and that's what these have, 3 to 5 years. I like to see a farther out maturity than a shorter maturity. That is just me and the way that I look at these. The average weighted coupon is about 7.8. That's fairly decent, healthy for a BBB tranche. What I like about BlackRock is it's a well-established fund manager. So they're going to have professionals on their side doing these funds. They have AAAs, they have BBBs, they have floating rates, they have bonds. So you get to pick what you want. And it is a BlackRock product. So I'm going to say no hanky-panky that I'm going to be able to pick up on because they'll hide it too well. Just a little sarcasm. But one thing that I'm going to point out is somebody made a message the other day about JAAA. And they said, hey, Brad, according to Fidelity, JAAA has 52% Latin American exposure. Are you worried about this? And I'm sitting there going, who in the world is saying some crazy thing like this? Because you can go out to the JAAA website and see it's 98% North America. So where do they get Latin America from? I'm confused. I just get confused. I'm getting old. But one thing about JAAA that you can immediately see is maturity. You can see that it is 5 to 7 years, and I like that farther out maturity compared to CLOA. And that is just my comparison of maturity. So do your own research. Don't believe what you see on Fidelity. Go to the fund sites. Actually go look at what is out on the funds, because the amount of time that you spent typing up, hey Brad, are you worried? You could have clicked the mouse and gone find this information on your own. And you should be. You should be looking at all of this to make sure that you understand what is going on with the funds. Don't buy something because Brad buys it. Oh my gosh, that's the last thing I would do, is buy something that Brad buys. But I'm going to throw this out for just a little conversation. With all the cash I have sitting on the side, I noticed that Fidelity points out to me that somehow I am magically beating the S&P 500 with 12 months worth of cash sitting in my account. So there you have it. So you can buy from BlackRock now some AAAs and BBs if that is what you're into. So hopefully you like this video. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, mostly thumbs ups, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, God bless.